Hey, it's your boy Exodus here. Alright, we are back. Yeah, we're back. That's all I have to say. Right? Anyway, let's continue. Right? So, there's a lot of cars out there, and they aren't perfect, to be honest. Right? There's a flaw in its perfection. It's always something off. Right? Have you ever noticed when you buy a car, right? And you're looking at it, and you're after you bought it, you're at home, you're looking at it, and you see that, you know, there are things that are a perfect fit and then things that are misaligned. Like you'll see quarter panels or your bumper, it just doesn't align with, where it's fitting. It's like sticking out a little bit, right? So like you can think about it. Cars like this, they being made by machines, right? Robotic arms, they put things together. There's no human touch to it, right? Not anymore at least. So they can only get things perfect so much, right? Their end goal isn't to make it perfect and like impeccable. Their job is to make sure it's there and it doesn't fall off, right? And that is quality, or so they say. But not every um, defect is cosmetic, right? The small little thing, your panels being misaligned, stuff like that, right? Cool. That's minor stuff. A lot of people care about it. Some people don't. Like, hey, it's a car taking a point A to point B. But there are some defects that can cause major damage, right? Like Takeda, whatever you want to call it, crisis, right? And it's still the vehicle had like over like 100 million vehicles like received a worldwide recall, and it's because the inflators were designed to save lives, but the airbags, and it ended up exploding and with enough force to kill them, right? So it's a no go, right? The airbags are there to save your life, not really end it, because then really it's like missing its point. So now over 100 million of those airbags are like recalled, as I said, and then you also have to deal with stuff like GM's ignition switch defect, where like it would literally shut off the engine mid drive, and then your airbags wouldn't work. So imagine you're driving, you are like la da da da, and right before you get in an accident, right? God forbid, you get scenarios. I'm not saying like it would happen, but it could, right? Engine shuts off, right? Car shuts off. Airbags are no longer deployed. You get hit. You have no protection, right? That's a major defect. It causes like 124 confirmed deaths and 30 million worldwide recalls. That's just for GM, right? General Motors. Still, right? One's airbags could cause lethal force, but just probably injured you really badly because of the explosion, right? And then the other defect that we're like, oh, it's an ignition issue. Like, oh, it's fine, right? Something so small could actually end your life. But no. But what's going to be even crazier are these stupid little loose wires, rattling trims, and condensation in your headlights, right? Not all flaws make headlines, right? Not everything that bad happens in the world, we're like, it's game over, right? Not all of it, right? It's usually the small things, like I said before, these little pictures you saw beforehand, you know, wires, frayed wires, weldings breaking easily, right? And it might not affect your safety or at the moment affect anything. But, they could cause issues down the line, right? It could cause many issues down the line. Now, what I can say, right, to keep this video short is, right, you should always just inspect your car, right? Even if it's a brand new car, right? It's brand new, nothing bad's ever happened, right? It's not pre-owned, hasn't been an accident, you don't need the Carfax, it's brand new, right? I would still inspect it because, as I said, even new things can have issues, right? So little tips for you, right? One, right? First, don't assume that new means flawless. Always check the panel gaps, the paint, headlights, alignment. Make sure like the small, minute things are good, right? Because if the small, minute things are good, maybe they did focus a little bit on quality and it's, in tip-top shape. Second thing I would tell you to do is run your VIN, right? There's a National Highway Traffic Association Administration, whatever you want to call it. I'll leave the link below, but you put your VIN there and it'll tell you if that vehicle has a recall, right? So that's a good thing you can do. You're shopping for a new car, you look at the VIN number, you're like, hey, hold on, or when there's no uh, car salesman around you, you put the VIN in, and then boom, you find out if there's a recall on that VIN, and you can be like, oh shoot, and then you can address that with the car salesman, like, hey, I know these recalls. Have this been, checked over? And if it hasn't, then you'll be like, well, haha, no, thank you, I'm not interested in the car. Or if they're like, yes, I have, then be like, okay, can I see the paperwork, right? The work you've done on the car, saying that you did cover down on the recalls. You can't just trust word of mouth, Finally, I would keep, like, it's a lot of people won't do this, right? I'm just saying this just so you have the information, but there's technical service bulletins, right, that have fixes for manufacturers that have for the reoccurring problems in their vehicles, right? So checking that, right, TSB, check that, and some of the recurring issues that constantly happen could end up affecting you, right? So it's good to keep your eye up on that if you want to maintain your car, or if you're trying to become a car person, you just want to, understand more about vehicles. Just keep up with that, so then you're always ahead of the curve, right? Lastly, need you guys to remember that every car, no matter how new, right, hides a few secrets behind its paint. All right, meaning perfection is just the first coat of paint, right? So meaning, just check your stuff, because it's like spraying perfume on shit, right? It might smell good, right? Imagine you paint shit and you spray some perfume on it and it smells and looks good, but then you literally move the first layer of paint and you're like, oh, this is shit, right? Same thing, right? So it's always good for you to double check and make sure that everything is good, right? So again, inspect the vehicle, make sure everything is good. VIN number check, right? The National Traffic Safety Administration. I think I got it right this time. And then the Technical Service Bulletin, right? Do those few things and always keep an eye out, right? Once you get a brand new car, I don't know, every month, I would check on your VIN number, see if there's any recalls, or check online, Google it, like, hey, is there any recalls on the blah, blah, blah. Stay on top of it, because it might not be affecting you now, but it could affect you in the close future and could cause, God forbid, um, bodily harm or death to you. So it's just good to have all your bases covered, right? Wow, this is all I have for today. So I'm gonna go. So deuces.